Aegis is a strong mix-up machine that is locked behind a higher than average skill floor to pull off her resource management, which can make her difficult to pick up. So if you're getting frustrated, remember it's not easy. She is a stance character with high mobility and mix-ups in Orgia mode. Her powerful neutral is in Orgia mode, which if she overuses causes her to go into burnout and not be able to use Orgia until the bar refills. Outside of Orgia mode, Aegis has sufficient tools to control space using her bullets to slow down the game, which helps her to get Orgia gauge back and restart the onslaught of mix-ups. All of this can be hard to understand at the beginning, but that is what the guide is here to help with. There's nothing saying you have to be perfect to have fun with a character you enjoy. Before I overload you with a ton of information, here's a few ups and downs about Aegis, or just a quick refresher if you already are comfortable on the character. Megiddo. This move is so good, it's the centralizing piece to Aegis. This is a combo extender and ender on top of giving a hard knockdown. This means you can safe jump after it or allow you to switch out of Orgia mode and start recharging gauge. Damage. Propulsion. Big word. Propulsion is at 100% when Aegis is in the AO. She is devastating off of hits that wouldn't mean much on other characters. She can get 3k or more off of almost any hit while in Orgia mode. And with it meter, it launches upwards of 4k with as little as 25 meter. Screen control. Tools like 2B and 236A allow Aegis to check people while running in or jumping towards her. You can use this to deny linear approaches. Good mix-ups. You are a freight train on high-speed rails. While doing pressure in Orgia mode, you have the option for an overhead or a low, being 6-6 JB or sweep at any time, which puts them in a coin flip, and Aegis brings a weighted one to the game. Stubby buttons. Being 5'4" comes with some downsides like short arms. Aegis has stubby buttons when it comes to keeping people outside of the mid-range. Keep this in mind when you're trying to box a guy out who has a sword. It's not easy to control a vehicle with a jet engine strapped on the back, and lucky for us, Aegis has one. With how many options she has, it's hard to pick the correct one in every spot. Punishment is going to be 2x when hit in Orgia. You are taking damage, but you're now also losing Orgia on top of this. With that in mind, you have to be aware of your gauge and bullets when deciding what to do next. Racing the clock. Aegis is fighting time the second the game starts. Bullets are limited. The longer the round goes on, the weaker Aegis becomes. Orgia needs to cool down or you'll crash and burn and miss your turn. Round start. Speaking of when the game starts, here are a few options on round start and the main ones to use. Jump back J2B, sweep 2B, and 5C, and then the best of them all, sit still and do nothing. Jump back J2B creates space while putting out a hitbox. Sweep. This beats chest moves and jump attacks while throwing out a hitbox that is lower risk than others like 2B and 5C. 2B and 5C though are high reward options to build momentum with an Orgia mode change. Do not overuse these, they can be hard called out. Sit still and do nothing. This is the safest option as it allows you to react and then choose what you want to do after seeing them make a choice. But all of these can be called out, so mix it up with all of these options. Sitting beats people committing to things preemptively. Sweep is good for counter poking or poking at round start to discourage them for chasing you for doing jump back J2B. Round start decides the pace of the game, so being conscious of what you are doing can heavily help you starting at an advantage. Neutral, that's the whole game. After round start, you generally want to find a way to enter Orgia. This can be done by canceling 2B into 2-2B when seeing your opponent jump from a distance, or just by doing a raw mode change when you think you're safe. Once in Orgia, jump forward is a low commitment way of advancing, and from it you can boost down with JB or JC, which is difficult to anti-air on reaction. The main way you close the distance should be with jumps, not boosting forward. Boosting in is a very linear and reactable approach, which consumes a lot of Orgia gauge, which will lead you to either being counter hit, out of it, or low on juice when finally getting in. Other neutral skips like missiles or 5D missiles, which cost more gauge, while also taking longer, so the opponent has more time to see it and intercept what you're doing, or straight out beat this when they see it. They are matchup dependent tools, and using these a lot of the time can lead to bad habits. Outside of Orgia, Aegis has a range where she's very weak and must play preemptively. This range is around Narukami 5B range, as you will not be able to anti-air on reaction due to your 2B's lack of head invuln, and if they jump forward and block, you will be incredibly minus and will get punished. You should try avoiding getting into this range unless it's on your terms, also known as when you're in Orgia mode. If you do get into this range, you can do a preemptive rising JA, which is a low risk option because you recover in the air and can do an air backdash or jump again, or go into bullets. Sweep is also really good in neutral because it goes under chest pokes like Mitsuru 5A, Minazuki 5A, and Marg 5A and 5C. For normal mode, there's two ways of going about it. There's making space by pushing them away with a persona button block string like 5C, 222C, and 236A, which will push them back. Then you can keep that space till you're ready to go into Orgia. Or the other way of running offense down is by doing staggers. Staggers allow you to stall time while regaining Orgia while being in the driver's seat. After you get some gauge back or get a hit, it's time to go into Orgia mode to keep applying mix-ups. A few examples of stagger sequences are 5A, 2A, 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 run up 5A, or 2A grab. You can also frame trap with your B and C normals after 5A, but it makes your pressure much more linear. A good way to keep your turn after is doing short hop J2B. This loses to roll and reactionary DP, but you can do short hop air bullets, also known as J236A, B, or AB to beta DP, and it also beats rolls. Although SB version will be the only one that consistently gives you a combo. On block, you're plus, but sometimes it can be too far to continue pressure. So judge the situation and choose whether to continue pressure or return to neutral or mode change into Orgia. For Orgia offense, to show a starting example from Safe Jump JB, you can do 2A 5B 66 JB or sweep for a 50-50. After a block JB, you can also repeat the sequence to do another mix-up. If they are getting the hang of blocking what you're doing, focus on changing your timing. This is a very effective way to crack opponents. What do I mean by this? So doing 2A66 JB would be changing your time, since they're now not reacting to the 5B. It would be the 2A, and this can mix people up because they're not ready for you to do it so soon. But there is a DPable gap between 5B and 66JB, so you can bait this by either doing 5B nothing or 5B jump. Watch out for those DPs since they can get in the way. Defense. Use system mechanics to escape pressure. Guard cancel attack and guard cancel rolls are good ways of spending 50 meter to escape without opening yourself up to getting counter hit. But try not to use this too much because meter is important for combos. Instant blocking is very good because it lowers your opponent's frame data by 2, making things go from safe -3 and 4 to -5 and 6. This creates a situation where if you decide to mash, you either get counter hit or you punish them, which also opens up the true strength of your DP. If you feel like your DP is not being looked for, you can go for a super jump out. Blocking does not mean death. Blocking is the most important thing to do on defense because it's the lowest risk option, and it lets you gather information on how your opponent wants to structure their pressure. Having this in mind does not mean you will not be nervous or finicky on defense, but a controlled panic instead of a blind fear will help tremendously in staying alive. Focus on minimizing risk while on defense. Aegis is a character that requires decision making to be made on the fly, which can lead to you picking wrong, which is okay. Getting in and out of Orgia mode is the crux of playing her well. So focus on your gauge throughout the match and base your decisions around how much or how little you have left. Switching up your options when trying to open people up will help your success rate of converting Orgia pressure into combos and then Oki. While blocking, Aegis uses the game's system mechanics to get out of spots, so remain calm while blocking. Don't panic by doing a lot of DPs and mashing. Stick to using IB roll and super jump when you feel like the pressure is going to reset. Combo consistency will come with time and practice, so don't feel like you have to be hitting high damage combos and be getting stuff done with Aegis. Getting a knockdown at the end of your combo is the most important thing when playing Aegis, since it allows you to mode change or safe jump the opponents. To end off the video, I'm going to be showing some combos. Make sure to practice these. This is going to be your better 5A punish since it gives you around 2000 damage and a safe jump while being an Orgia. This is going to be your go-to B&B while in Orgia. You can get this from a safe jump or in the middle of pressure. This is going to be the version you want to do while you're low on gauge since it allows you to maintain hard knockdown. This is going to be a simple recharge route. It does cost 25 meter though. You can also go for 2 mortars after the Megiddo. This is going to be a basic routing into super. You're going to want to practice this since this will be helpful for all the combos in the future. For corner combos, you're going to want to focus on JB, J2C into the air gun. For most of these are going to have it. So if you have issues doing that, practice on doing it by itself. This is going to be the best version of the past few combos I've been showing. This is going to have the highest damage since there's less filler moves. This is going to be your main B&B in the corner while in Orgia mode. This is going to be a recharge route that builds enough meter to do the super at the end. And since it's an auto combo, it allows you to get a burst gauge back. Go-to combo off a sweep. It's almost always going to be worth spending the 25 meter here. That'll be the end of the guide. I hope I was able to make playing Aigis a little bit easier to wrap your head around. Thank you for watching the guide.